Kia ora and welcome. This is chapter 17 of the book The Future of Learning. And this video is just an introduction into the book, and so once you've listened to this short video then you can go and read the chapter, or vice versa. What we looked at last time was this notion of building this pit, making sure their mindset was in the right space, getting the young people to jump into the pit because they were curious about a prompt that you showed them. They built some knowledge and they built an idea around that knowledge. But now we're looking at the next stage, and this is the beauty of the brain and how quickly this happens. This next stage happens really, really quickly. Once you've seen that relationship between those two variables in a number of different contexts, the brain goes, there's a pattern, and it maps that pattern instantly. There's no temporary, short-term, long-term memory rotation through this whatsoever. You map it immediately. So when you're driving, once you've got steering, you map it and you never think about it again. Once you've got braking in the car, you've mapped that, automate it, you don't think about it ever again. The wonderful thing about patterns is we can map millions and millions of them. Okay? So we've got millions of patterns we've mapped in our headspace. And in fact, most of our life is run in automatic mode. We're not actually thinking about what we're doing. You can go into a sports game and not actually think about it. You're not strategizing where the best place to be on the field or the court or the space might be. You're just doing it. You're reacting because you've got a concept of the game. And having a concept of the game means you can predict any different context reasonably accurately. Where I should cut through. I pass off the ball and I go somewhere. Okay? Is a concept. Pass and go is a concept in most sports of some form. All right? Whether it's tennis, you hit a shot, then you look to see where the other player is, and you think, right, I need to move over here because they're positioning themselves to hit it down this corner. I'm anticipating, and therefore I'm predicting. We are the only species that can predict. Squirrels don't predict that winter is coming and say to themselves, "Ooh, we need to save up some nuts because in the winter there won't be any." They're around there collecting nuts and they've got no idea why they're doing it. They really aren't very clever. Cute, yes. Clever, no. No other species but us can carry out this prediction process. So squirrels, sorry, they're not very smart, all right? Genetically, they're pre-wired to collect nuts. They've got no idea why they're doing it, all right? So this is important because, in fact, human beings, our capacity to form concepts is equitable for pretty much everybody. If the distribution curve for reading and writing was like this, the distribution curve for forming concepts pretty much goes straight up and straight down on itself and is shifted right down this end of the graph. Okay? So what we need to start thinking about is how do we teach through concepts? Right? How do we allow young people to learn through concepts as opposed to learning about stuff, the knowledge? They have to have knowledge. You can't actually get to the idea stage without having knowledge. You can't get to the concept stage without having knowledge and ideas. But this is the wonderful little bit down here. If we can get through the knowledge and introduce knowledge just in time, as opposed to just in case, and keep the knowledge to a minimum, then we can actually build ideas and concepts relatively equitably for everyone. And this changes our landscape in terms of learning. And this is important because, in fact, as we mentioned previously, last century we really only needed 20% of people to tell 80% of people what to do. But in this century, we need 80% to really be crafting their own world on a day-by-day sort of space. Right? No one's necessarily telling them exactly what to do. Employers are saying to people, have some initiative. Take a chance. Use your understanding of learning to actually build your own capacity. Don't expect me to tell you everything. And so this agency we're giving to young people in schools now is a reflection of the agency they have in their communities, whether that be in a social place and space, whether it be on a sports field, whether it be in the dancing on a Saturday night or a Friday night somewhere, or whether it be in the classroom. We want them to be able to take agency over their world. We want them to think about who they are and what they are doing and why they're doing what they're doing, to be able to question themselves. And this process of learning is what it's all about. We're teaching people to think in a creative sense. We want them to actually think beyond just what they've experienced and build their own understanding. And the raw material for that is knowledge, ideas, and concepts. Thank you very much. We're going to come back and be looking at chapter 18 next. So go have a look at chapter 17, read through that, maybe a couple of times just to get the whole framework around what we're doing in terms of taking knowledge to ideas to concepts. Have a look at the diagrams, print those posters off, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.